Yo, what is good, guys? Welcome back to another video. We had an action-packed day today with the stock market. We did have some stocks up and most stocks red in the S&P. With that being said, a lot of stocks that were growing in the recent days is in the red, just like health and technology. Some finance stocks. We did have banking stocks come down, unfortunately, and then we had other stocks down like Walmart, Amazon. You know, I think Walmart, Eli Lilly, J&J, and all most of these other stocks were green recently. Even the commercial services, they were green even with the tariff news and everything like that, but today they finally became red. We did have some good news with tech stocks though. Tech stocks kind of just reversed. Everything went back in tech stocks, but we did have a sell off towards the end of the day, which was kind of known, but yeah, with that being said, we got some news. So I'm going to read off what I have and then we're going to go to some news articles. With that being said, we got some escalations with tariffs. So there was a meeting today with the Canadian president. We'll be talking more about that a little bit later, but he kind of called Trump dumb and stuff like that and said that he's willing to work with him, but he actually retaliated with $100 billion worth of tariffs. I think ours is worth 500 billion to 1.5 trillion. But yeah, the U.S. administration has implemented new tariffs, imposing 25% duty on imports from Mexico and Canada, and a 10% tariff on China goods, citing concerns over the drug crisis. That's kind of like the reasoning. The Canadian president said that there may be more, but that being said, in response, Canada and China has announced retaliation tariffs on U.S. products, escalating trade tensions. Economists warn that this could lead to fewer jobs, slower growth, and higher prices, potentially triggering a recession by early next year, which is insane. So if we do go into a recession, the stock market is going to dip a bunch and, it's not going to look good. But with that being said, we do have a lot of stock market volatility. The announcement of new tariffs has led to increased volatility in the U.S. stock markets. The SPY increased the worst day of the year, and Dow Jones average fell by nearly 700 points. Financial stocks, including major banks like JP Morgan, Bank of America, saw significant declines. Retailers such as Target and Best Buy have warned of immediate price increases, which could particularly impact small businesses. So understand that, but small businesses, they gotta increase their prices even more. Oil price decline. We did see oil down. Oil futures have dropped to their lowest since November after APEC announced to reduce production curb in April, raising concerns about potential oversupply. So we got currency fluctuations. The U.S. dollar index has fallen to a 3-month low, with concerns over inflation and economic growths outweighing any potential boost from new tariffs. This decline reflects investors' anxiety about the broader economic implications of escalating trade tensions. So we are trying to get some negotiations, or not us, but Canada and Mexico is trying to get them trade negotiations. China kind of just said it's not going to affect us too much, basically, but they are talking, I think, on Sunday. So keep that on your mind and on your radar. Also, the Canada president is going to be talking with Trump. I think no, not Wednesday. I don't remember what day. I'm sorry, but any signs of de-escalation or progress in trade talks between the U.S. and its trading partners could stabilize markets. So, the Canadian president said that they're willing to work together. So hopefully we get some good things. But with that being said, let's get to some news and then we can move on to the charts. So basically, some most active stocks. So we had NVIDIA, Ford, Intel. Intel did drop a decent amount today, 6%. Tesla did move too. Tesla looked pretty good at the beginning of the day, but then it dropped 4%. So it's not good no more. Palantir went up a decent amount. So Palantir and NVIDIA did look pretty decent. 1% gains isn't really that good. I'm not even going to lie. Especially what we've seen recently. Like we've seen it go down 6% day by day. So it's not really a dub, but I mean, it's looking more positive though. Investors brace for more volatility with Trump set to address Congress. So we are going to be getting Trump addressing the Congress, and it might move the market up or down. The IRS is drafting plans to cut as much as half of its 90,000 person workforce. that might move the markets a little bit, but also, maybe put us into a recession. Not really actually put us in a recession, but just put us more towards it. Um, but yeah, so small businesses got to cut jobs in February, um, based on data, basically. I'm kind of speed running this, by the way. CrowdStrike, well, they fell after disappointing earnings outlook. So if you guys are investing in CrowdStrike, they kind of went down. So yeah, not really gonna get too much into that. And oil extends decline as signs of tariff relief spark uncertainty. So keep all this on your mind. Kind of just sped around all this. So yeah, but basically back to the heat map. How are we looking on the weekly? Weekly mostly red except for the health and technology, but that kind of went down today. So you might see this come down within the next couple of days within the week. So like for the weekly, basically monthly, we're still pretty red with the overall stocks. I mean, we're not really rebounding at all. With that being said, let's talk about some price levels, give you guys some, how stocks are potentially going to move. We did kind of rebound a little bit. We filled some of these gaps back up, from what we lost, but we filled it all the way down within, that's like what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 6 5 minute candles that it printed to get all the way down to this level. So it took us maybe like what, like a couple hours to get up here, and then it took us like 30 minutes to get down. So that's kind of insane. But with that being said, looking at the overall SPY, depending on how everything moves, I'm pretty bearish. I'm not gonna lie. I can't even cap with y'all now. But with that being said, I'm gonna still be on both ways because I'm trading day and like I'm day trading, so I'm not gonna choose one side. It just depends on how the market moves. It can move up or down. With that being said, if it does move up, I recommend looking at that 581 level, going all the way up to that 584 level, and then finally hitting that 586 level, and then some more gaps to fill upwards. I recommend looking at that 590 level. If we can hit that 590 level, we'll be looking a little bit positive. But with that being said, I don't think we could yet, unless we get some deals or like tariffs getting paused or postponed again or something like that. So to the downside, I will look at that 579 level to that 578, and then going down to that 576 level, and then 575, and then 573. 573 is going to be key because we kind of bounce off of it a few times, kind of. 573 to the 572 is major bounces recently. It kind of held strong with that, and we didn't fall below it. So I think that 573 level is going to be key first. And if we fall down below that, I'll look at 560 or 570. Sorry, 570. I've seen some price levels like that previously. And then after that, honestly, man, we got all the way down to like the I think 540s after that. I'm not even gonna lie. That's like the next like good level of support. So keep that on your mind. Apple didn't look too bad. Apple kind of just like went up and down today. Not even gonna lie. I mean, there's still pretty decent news with Apple, so it's kind of holding strong. But with that being said, to the upside, I will look at that 239 to that 240, and then after that going up to the 242 level, and then 243, and then going down, I will look at that 237 level, going down to that 235 level, and then all the way down to that 234 level. So keep those levels on your mind, up and down. NVIDIA, I think NVIDIA can maybe rally up a little bit more. They didn't really fall too much, so it looked pretty strong to an extent. We are getting NVIDIA kind of hype because people are saying it's probably not going to show, but basically they showed a bunch of businesses investing in NVIDIA, or not investing in NVIDIA, but getting the NVIDIA chips, basically just showing a lot of orders. So maybe investor sentiment is going to be high on NVIDIA. Plus, we're still pretty low. 118 is pretty low for NVIDIA. So I recommend looking at that 119, that 120, 122, 125, and then maybe we can start making a push back up to that 130 level. Maybe maintain that for a little bit, but honestly, right now, how the market is looking, we might get back up to those 120s and just maintain around there. Fall, maybe 125, and then fall down to that 120 and just keep bouncing maybe, and or just keep on going down. And if we do keep going down, I look at that 117, 115, and then past the 115, I'll look at that 110. And then after we bounce down below that 110, I think we have some more room to move down, like that 109, and then going down even more. Next, Tesla, one that I was talking about earlier. We were pretty bullish on Tesla for like half of the day, even with the Canadian president, stuff like that speaking. Being said, we did fall at the end of the day a little bit, but we're kind of rebounding a little bit. So with that being said, I'll look at that 280 to that 285, 290, and then maybe moving up a little bit more, maybe even touching that 300 soon. Maybe just depends on how it looks. We did have some good news with the Starlink. I think we got somebody confident in Starlink. I forgot who it was. I'm sorry, but you know, we are having some orders. But with that being said, we did get some bad news today with Canada. I forgot to announce that, but they're basically saying that they're not going to use their government contracts and they're not going to use Starlink basically. But Tesla didn't really move too much with that, like downward, but we do have another deal with somebody using Starlink, so it's not really that bad. So don't even get scared with that. But to the upside, like I said, 280, 285, and some and then maybe we can hit that 300. Sorry, and then going to the downside, I will look at that 270 level, and then going down to that 265 and then 263. Another stock that was looking pretty good earlier. Let me see if it's still moving good. Yeah, SMCI is looking decent. We're back up to that $40 level, and we might even get back up to that $60 level that we were just at. So watch this. I added some of it to my long term. I added some to my long term earlier, just dollar cost average down, and then it's looking pretty decent. So I do recommend looking into this one. But yeah, with that being said, thanks for watching the video. Smash the like button, subscribe if you guys are new, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Comment W if you guys watch until the end.